Yep.
Copy?
I have not.
Well, there's 3 people here that say...
Right, but you're also in a room full of pathological liars.
Okay. Sherry, let's just dive right in here because I've got so many questions and so much to say about this. First off, you said one thing in there. You said it's all because of a lack of supervision at his father's house. But why do you think that he's choosing these behaviors when he's not supervised? And I'm not saying it is because of a lack of supervision, but just for argument's sake, let's say that's true. Why would he choose those behaviors when he's unsupervised?
To be honest with you, I really don't know. An 8-year-old does not think to take car keys and then go steal a car. An 8-year-old does not think to take the fish out of a fish tank and lay them on the table just to watch them die. An 8-year-old doesn't go out in the yard and see toes and just stomp on them because he thought it was fun. I'm scared half to death of these behaviors. An 8-year-old doesn't steal credit cards, steal money.
Well, that's my point. So if there was a lack of supervision, and again, I'm not saying there is, but if there was, those aren't the behaviors that you would normally expect an 8-year-old child to do. Why this jump into this extreme behavior? Where does he get this from? Where does he get the idea to take a credit card and buy things?
Right now, he just loves money. He loves money, he loves shopping, he loves buying stuff. I don't buy him anything that he wants. I mean, yeah, occasional candy or, maybe a little toy or something, but we don't get $100 Nerf guns and...
Didn't he steal your ATM card last night?
He did. He left the room 3 times, and security called 3 times, brought him up. 3rd time, security said, you might want to check his pockets because he had an ATM card.
Did he get money?
$200.
So he knows your code?
Yeah.
How does he know your code?
I have changed my code so many times, but all he needs to do is see you put it in 1 time. He has a photographic memory, and all he needs to do is see you do it 1 time.
So did he have the money on him?
Yeah.
When he hadn't spent it yet?
Well, no, he hadn't spent it yet, but he went back to his dad's room. Okay. His dad's the one that told me. He's like, he came back here, he's got a wad of cash. I don't know where he got it from. And I'm like, oh, dear Lord, he had my debit card. So I looked online, $204, a $4 fee for taking it out of the ATM downstairs at the hotel.
Did you ask him about it?
Yeah.
What did he say?
Well, you won't give it to me, so I'm just going to take it.
Any remorse?
No, not at all. Nope.
No remorse?
Nope.
Okay. When he hits you, when he's kicking the windows out, kicking his foot against a window, does he have any remorse afterwards?
Probably about a half hour. He'll say, oh, I'm sorry I did that, Mom.
Is he sincere when he says that?
Sometimes he is, sometimes he's not.
Does he ever come to you and if he's been ugly with you or hit you or attacked you in some way, does he ever come after the fact and love on you and say, I'm sorry?
He does.
And do you feel it's sincere at times?
I do. I really do. Sometimes he's been in tears.
Okay. So he does have the capacity to feel remorse. It's a key question.
Does.
All right. Now, Douglas' father, Todd, is also here today, and he too is deeply concerned with his son's behavior. Todd says Sherry has given up on their son and wants quick fixes to all of his problems. Todd says his son just has a creative mind and just needs the necessary attention. Take a look.
My 8-year-old son is completely out of control right now. When I was younger, they didn't call it ADHD. They told my parents it was called creativity. My son's 8, but he's trying to live like he's 18. One time, my son has taken my credit card and tried to purchase toys, and he tries to get cash back. Sherry had our son put on medication at a very young age. She believes that keeping our son on these prescription drugs is the only way to control him. My son is highly intelligent, and the drugs just interfere with that. Sometimes when he was younger, he was so drugged up, he would seem like a zombie. I would like Sherry to try and understand that our son does not really need the drugs. I believe that my son does not learn from his mistakes, and that is part of the problem. I believe that my son's future could be in jeopardy because of some of his mother's unnecessary actions. It seems to me lately that Sherry has just completely given up on our son.
Go over here and sit down.
Sherry loves telling people what a great parent she is until it becomes time to be one. Sherry would rather call the police on him than discipline him herself. When Sherry and I disagree, she keeps my son away from me.
You only listen to what you want to listen to, and that is it.
He lashes out more when I'm not around. It seems to me at times that I'm his only friend. I play basketball with him, we go on walks, we play video games, we watch TV together. I want Sherry to understand that he's just a kid and he needs our help. My biggest fear is that my son will end up in jail or getting killed. I just want my son to have a normal life. Dr. Phil, I look forward to talking to you and speaking to someone with an unbiased opinion.
Okay. Now, there's one thing I do need to say without question. I absolutely have to insist that you get those pets away from this child at this point. I absolutely must insist that you remove those pets from him, at least temporarily, till we get a handle on this.
Okay, Dr. Phil, do you mind if I address the elephant in the room right now?
Please.
Maybe clear some of the air?
Please.
Well, first of all, when it comes to the pets, he only had a dog like the first couple of days we had it, like just trying to pick it up with the leash. He's not hitting the dog and the dog like she says.
If it's a 1 out of 100 chance,
Yeah,
don't
I understand
take that
that,
chance.
but you have to
Dr. Phil.
understand that she's been exaggerating a lot.
If it's a 1 out of 100 chance,
okay, I
can you
understand
tell
that.
me with 100% certainty that he is not trying that dog in some way?
Yes, I can.
I don't believe you can.
Dr. Phil, he doesn't live with us. He doesn't know what we go through
Well,
on a
I'm
day-to-day
telling you, based
basis.
on what he said to us on videotape, you can't say that.
Okay.
First of all, I'm glad that Dr. Phil is saying this, get these animals away from him, because this is animal cruelty on the part of the dad if he just leaves these animals in the home to be and manhandled by this angry, aggressive child. In terms of him having ADHD, I mean, ADHD is ADHD. It really doesn't matter what the dad says it was called back in his day. Maybe they did not have the name for it back in his day, but we have the name now. That's how science works and advancement in medicine. But when it comes to medicating this child, I really don't know what the best course of action is, because it can be damaging to start medicating neurodivergent kids at too young of an age. I myself am ADHD. I was not medicated at this young of an age, but I'm curious if any of you out there are parents to volatile ADHD kids where you chose to medicate them under the age of 10. I'm just curious of what your experiences were like, or if you feel like that was helpful to them and healthy, or if it was detrimental to their health.
You said you also wanted to clear up this car stealing business.
She doesn't bother to mention the fact that I've been teaching the girls to drive lately. You know, so he wants to be like them, think he can drive. And, you know, he'll act like he's pretending driving, and they'll just laugh. That's a lot of things that encourages a lot of this behavior, because they laugh and he thinks he's a comedian and putting on a show. So then he takes it a little further. Well, the day with the car, the keys were on the table. You know, I heard a scream. I go upstairs, and there's the car. The guy mowing the grass next door had caught him and put it in park. But this is after he'd hooked the front end on the bumper of the truck and pulled the front end off. And he never made it into the road or anything. The guy pulled it into the road, you know, like backed it up, because the back end was hanging on the street. But he was just going back and forth in the driveway. And I think the only reason he did that is because he's been watching sissies drive cars lately with me, and he wants to do it too. Even though I tell him he can't, he's not old enough.
That's a lie. He's not even in the car when you're teaching them how to drive.
Okay, well,
Yes, he
these are
is at
the
times.
girls right here. You guys are, these are the twins, right?
Yes.
Okay, and while he was saying this, you guys had your mouths agape and shaking your head no. What did you want to
He
say?
taught me how to drive once.
He taught you how to drive once?
You
Yeah.
just asked me last week
Months
if I
ago.
would take you
I might
driving
have
again
asked
after
you,
I get
but
the maxima
I never
fixed.
drove the car with you. That's a lie. I drove with you once.
Okay, you're Lauren,
You've drove
right?
with me several times.
You're Lauren, right?
Yeah.
And you're Leanna? Okay, so he hasn't been watching you do this a lot. I don't want to exaggerate and make something bigger than it is, but he did get the keys. Mm-hmm. He did get in the car.
Yep.
He did start it. Mm-hmm. He did put it in gear.
Yes, he did.
He did move the car.
Yes, he did.
He did change gears, move it again. Mm-hmm. Change gears, move it again. He was going back and forth.
Yeah, a couple times is what the guy said.
Yeah. Do you think that it's normal to have to watch and hide your keys from an 8-year-old?
Well, it shouldn't be, but it's gotten worse. I think, you know, he's creative, but at the same time, he gets so up at times that he doesn't know the difference. He's on such strong mind-altering stuff at times. I mean, he sits there. I mean, when he was younger, he was 4 years old, he'd be looking at me, and he'd have this stare in his eyes, and I could see the pain in his eyes while he's trying to talk to me, and he couldn't get it out. I mean, it'd take him 10 seconds to say, "Daddy, I love you." He'd have to sit there and squint, close his eyes, and it made me sick to my stomach.
That's a lie. He's never been on such strong medication.
Yes, he has.
Okay, we're going to take a break and come back and talk about this. Sherry says she has been medicating her son since he was just 3 years old. Todd says Sherry doctor shops until she finds a doctor that will agree with her so she can medicate him. You talk about it like she's putting him in a chemical straitjacket. to control him. We'll talk about that after the break.
Todd doesn't want to take on the role of a parent. He would just prefer to be a babysitter.
I don't want to call Sherry a liar, but sometimes she has a hard time with telling the truth.
Todd sees nothing wrong with the way he parents.
It seems that everything is Sherry's way or no way. I don't want to remove you, but you need to take a step back. You need to get on board with everybody else and work as a team. Sherry can never take the blame for anything.
Todd says he will grow out of this bad behavior.
People have negative opinions about our son because of things that Sherry has done. When he got in trouble with the law, she stated that 4 years of therapy did nothing for him, so let's see what the court can do.
Well, Sherry and Todd's 8-year-old son, Douglas, has punched teachers. He's stolen credit cards. He crashed his grandfather's car. Sherry says she's tried everything to get her son's behavior under control, including prescription medications, starting when he was 3 years old. Now, his father, Todd, says that the boy is intelligent, he's creative, and does not agree with Sherry, who he says is trying to parent with drugs. Take a look.
I don't believe in mind-altering prescriptions for young children. People get hooked on these things and use them as a crutch. Young people's minds don't need to be altered. They should be allowed to develop on their own.
A few weeks ago, I took my son off of his meds. Todd actually blamed the meltdowns on the medications leaving his system. I didn't listen to Todd.
Sherry went doctor shopping until she found one that would agree with her. You don't go to an expert and tell them how to fix the problem.
I keep taking him to different doctors, and none of them can figure out what's wrong with him.
I made a list of behaviors that, from the two of you, have come up. These are, he punches his mom in the face. Do you believe that?
No.
You don't believe he's hit
I've seen him hit her, but you know, he can't reach her face. I've seen her hit her in the stomach or the leg. I've never seen him hit her in the face.
Okay, so you believe she's lying about that?
No, I'm not saying she's lying. I'm just saying I haven't seen it.
Okay. He punches holes in the wall.
He's done that about 3 times over 5 years.
He's killed some animals like toads and fish.
No, he didn't kill the toad. The fish, you know, his sister's boyfriend's been taking him fishing lately. Well, he got the fishing net and was playing that he was fishing. You know, he was taking them out to play with them, is what I believe.
Mm-hmm. Didn't he step on the toad?
I didn't see that.
Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not being done.
I didn't say it didn't happen if I didn't see it.
Who said he picks a new puppy? Did you say that?
I said that.
Because you've seen him do it.
Squeezes him? Yeah. And he'll kick him and punch him and...
I'm sorry, Dr. Phil. I've never seen him a dog.
Okay, so you've seen him squeeze and the puppy? Have you seen him squeeze and the puppy?
Oh,
Have you seen him squeeze and the puppy?
I have not.
Well, there's 3 people here that say...
Right, but you're also in a room full of pathological liars.
Dr. Phil, one thing you have to get straight here. Todd does not take blame. Todd only takes credit.
I take blame for my actions.
Really?
Then why are
Yes,
you
I
blaming
do.
me and the girls for his behaviors?
Because
Why?
we'll get to the bottom of this. Don't worry. I'm sure it'll come out. I'm not here to air out our business like you are.
Kick a teacher in the nose?
I've heard about how he hit the principal.
Yeah. And threaten teachers on social media?
I heard about that too. That was all at her house.
Wait, I'm trying to understand, why is this man downplaying all of this behavior? This is dangerous and terrifying. This is the kind of stuff that you read about in like a serial killer's history. This is what serial killers do. Sir, do you want your child to grow up to become a murderer? Or do you want your son to grow up and start dating and his girlfriends? Do you want him to continue harming animals? I don't understand why he is so nonchalant about this when this behavior is not okay. It's completely unacceptable and it's very frightening. And the nerve of him to sit here and say everybody else is a pathological liar. I believe the mom when she says he doesn't want to take responsibility. He only wants to take credit.
Okay. So what would be the motive for her to make this up? You said we're going to get to the bottom of this. Let's take us to the bottom.
Well, the bottom line is I'm here because I would like to star and all this. I mean,
Good
my son got
Lord,
hurt.
here we go again.
My son got hurt the night before last at the pool, and he hit his head real bad, had a bad head injury. I called her on the phone and said, he's crying, he wants to talk to you. She screams at me, I'm too busy filming.
We were getting ready to leave,
Yeah,
Todd.
that's why you got back 50-something minutes later, or an hour later, and then when you did get back, you and them both screamed, well, we were busy, we couldn't deal with it.
He just can't stand to deal with his son. He can't.
No, I can't.
Now, see, he wasn't
I
paying
can't.
attention to him
No, I was.
when he fell.
No, he was walking to me, and he fell, and that's when I ran and picked him up.
He told me he was running and he slipped
He
and
doesn't
fell.
remember how he hit his head. He had to ask me several times. In
Todd,
fact, even the
he
next
didn't
day,
black out.
he didn't remember
get
how he hit his
amnesia
head.
Over it. He told me exactly
No, he didn't
how it
black out,
happened.
but he hit his head hard enough to strike it from his memory. You weren't there. I was. I dealt with it. You were busy being famous.
You did
You're
not
making yourself
even see
famous
it
now.
happen.
You're getting what you want, so enjoy your moment.
See, Dr. Feld, this is what I put up with.
Yeah, this is why I'm here.
He wants to blame everybody else but himself.
No, I don't.
He thinks he's perfect.
No, I do
have
not.
had to tell him time and time again, Todd, your mom named you Todd, not God.
I have never, ever heard that out of her mouth. This is something that they prompted her to say, because I have never heard that out of your mouth. You're not smart enough to come up with something like that.
Well, that's 5 minutes of my life I can't get back.
Exactly.
Lorna wrote into the show asking for help for her close friend Sherry. She agrees that Douglas is potentially dangerous, but says that Douglas doesn't act that way around her. We're going to find out why she has her opinions after the break.
Just this morning at the airport, when I went to get my wallet out, my $100 was missing, and my son had it in his suitcase ready to be checked. The kid's a genius. He links the stolen credit cards up to his online shopping accounts. I have got to get my son under control right now.
Sherry and Todd both say their 8-year-old son is completely out of control. Neither of these folks wrote to me. It was the friend, Lorna, that believes Douglas walks all over Sherry because he knows how much she loves him. Take a look.
The day that Douglas started killing animals is the day I wrote into the Dr. Phil show. I asked Sherry what she was going to do when Douglas started killing people, and she said, I will be the first person that he kills. I think she's right. There is something seriously wrong with this boy, Douglas. He has no fear or empathy, and he's not afraid of anything. Douglas is scary smart. He acts out with his mom because he knows she can't send him home. Todd is not a good parent. He says he's just being a creative boy. He's delusional. The only reason that Todd is a part of Sherry's life is because no one else will watch Douglas. Todd allows Douglas to be completely unsupervised. When Douglas is at Todd's house, Todd lets him play video games, which doesn't help. I lay down the law. He doesn't act up at all when he's with me. He listens to me. I don't play that game. Sherry's done everything she can to get him help. I don't think she realizes the severity of the situation. I hope that Dr. Phil can help Douglas because I want Sherry and Douglas to always be a part of my life.
You say that he doesn't do this when he's with you. You watch him some because you say you lay down the law. What's your dynamic with him?
I think that he's dangerously smart. He loves to be around me. And if he knows if he acts like that, he can't be around me. So he's smart. And Todd, I heard you say that he went fishing and he didn't realize if he took those fish out of the tank that they would die. The kid can drive a car. He can open online accounts. Don't tell me he didn't know that those fish would die if he took them out of the tank.
Well, right now, Douglas is backstage, and we spoke to him earlier, did so with permission, and let's take a look at that conversation.
What makes you happy?
Nothing.
Can you tell me anything that makes you mad?
Lauren, she's dumb.
When you get upset, what do?
Nothing. And I'm thinking about going to the pool when we get back.
What is your favorite cartoon?
Family Guy, An American Dad, that has all that cussing in it.
What's your favorite thing to do with your dad?
Just see my dog.
What's it like at your dad's house?
Yeah, a bunch of losers won't let me at my grandpa's freaking house because I wrecked his stupid car that he don't even need. I should have wrecked it into another car instead of even doing that.
What's it like at your mom's house?
It's a bad place.
Tell me why.
Because my dog always attacks me, and he's just a little puppy. When you get his treats out, he gets real excited. Yeah, he just jumps on you, wags his tail. I mean, I do miss my dog a lot.
Really?
Yeah, go to somewhere, Leanne, and get me a rifle. Why? So I can Lauren. You see how she likes that.
Oh my God.
I haven't seen any of this. Wow. I don't know if that's been pieced together or what, or that was exactly how it came off, but that is awful.
Are you so in denial about this situation that your first response was this pieced together, edited in some
Well,
way?
Sir, I don't know. You know, we've been going through a lot of this with this. Your ideas we respect, you know. My God, I couldn't believe he would say stuff like that.
Well, you think I'm a ventriloquist or
No.
what?
No, sir.
What the hell are you
shocking.
suggesting?
No, it's just shocking.
I think he's just in a lot of pain. And I don't think anybody's gone to any great lengths to properly diagnose this child and see where he is biochemically, in terms of his neurotransmitters in his brain. And I think the parenting that's going on is dysfunctional. So there's a lot of the questions that I think have to be answered. Let's take a break here. We'll be right back.
Okay, that was terrifying. And yes, I'm so glad that the friend confirmed what I just said, which is that this is a serial behavior. And the fact that now it's brought into the conversation that the mom might be the first person who might be his very first victim is terrifying. This interview with him is terrifying. And I absolutely agree with Dr. Phil. Yeah, he's in a lot of pain. I mean, he said nothing makes him happy. You know, you can only see from here below in his face, but even that much, there's a lot of anger and rage, which just hides pain. And I too would like to know what a proper diagnosis for him would be and what's going on psychologically and neurologically and emotionally and where this comes from and when it started.
Todd still thinks we are dating, but I can assure you we are not.
Whether we're together or not depends on what day of the week it is and how much money I'm going to give her.
Last year, when I was dating another man, Todd harassed me and the guy I was dating. We parted ways because he didn't want to deal with Todd anymore. I had a no contact order filed against him.
She made a false police report on me. She said that I threatened her on the phone. Sherry didn't make it 30 days, but she showed up at my door. The girls joke about how their mom's the one that belongs in jail. Sherry thinks she's the queen of the world. It's about me, nobody else.
Let me say something to you that's real important that you hear this. I've got a nephew that's a fighter pilot in the Navy, and he was telling me recently, he said, you know, when you're on a mission, you got a radar screen, and if you've got threats coming at you like a MiG and a missile at the same time, it will light up the number one threat. In this situation, you may have relationship problems, but you've got a missile coming at you. And that's this young man's level of adjustment. This young man is 8 years old, and every year that goes by, he's getting bigger and stronger and smarter and more difficult to manage. And you better get him under control right now.
Yes, sir.
Now, Sherry sent us this video. Let's take a look at it, and I'll show you why I say this is urgent.
And I need a break from you.
You know what? The whole world needs a break from you.
No.
That's why nobody wants you around, because of the way you act.
Just leave me alone. I'm getting real sick and freaking tired of you. And not her, and not me. Why can never take me to mammals?
Leanna's not mean to me like you are.
Take me to mammals. You get tired of me. Has someone called Todd yet?
I don't know.
I need him here to help me. And you actually don't help me. You just feel the need, you need to try to kill me. I can spend the night with him and not with you.
That is just absolutely heartbreaking. I know he can be very trying to both of you. I know he can, and it's very easy for me to say what I'm getting ready to say because I'm not there every day and worn out like y'all can get. But when you say, this is why nobody wants you around,
Oh, I'll explain that.
I don't need you to explain it. It takes 1,000 attaboys to erase one, nobody wants you around. The good news is this can get better because you can't fall off the floor. Hell, you got so much going wrong here. There's so much to fix. Seriously, this can get so much better so quickly that he will begin to observe himself succeeding, and we can create some momentum here. And Look, we're going to take a break. So how do we move this family forward? How do we create that momentum? I'm going to tell you exactly how after the break. This is not normal 8-year-old behavior.
No, it's not.
Something is atypical. We need to find out why, because then we can decide what. Now, Dr. Frank Lawless is the chairman of the Dr. Phil Advisory Board and the co-founder of the Lawless PVP&P Center. Dr. Lawless, we have studied this case in depth, thoroughly. You've been listening to everything that's gone on so far today. What do you think needs to happen here, Dr. Lawless?
We need to do a brain map. We to look at this issues at a deeper level and find out why he's doing it, and then at that point can begin to train the parents on how to control it.
He is on 2 medications for ADHD. He is on an antipsychotic for bipolar 1. He is on some medications that are kind of very possibly working against each other.
2 of those medications actually are stimulants, and like you said earlier, if he's not diagnosed correctly, this will make his behavior much, much worse. So we need to find some ways of looking at that without the medication influence, and begin to look at his brain more objectively.
What if we brought this young man to the P&P Center in Dallas, and you arranged to do a thorough workup on him, and none of this will be invasive, correct? There's not any of this brain mapping, none of this is invasive. And at the same time, let's get some professionals to start working out a parenting plan and a parenting contract where these 2 speak with one voice. You willing to dive into that?
Absolutely. That's the plan I would devise.
Are you willing to support this?
Absolutely.
Are you willing
This
to
is
support
what I've
this?
wanted from the beginning. This is the only reason I'm here.
All right. Well, and you're
you so
hearing
much.
me
Thank you
in
very
saying
much.
that you 2, you've got to change
Yes, sir.
your priorities here.
Yes.
You're fiduciaries.
Absolutely.
You're fiduciaries for this child. You need to put his
Yes,
interest
sir.
above your own, and let's give him a chance to turn this around.
Thank you.
Okay?
I can't wait.
Fair enough?
Thank you so
All right,
much.
thank you.
Okay, so in this episode, we have Sherry and Todd, who are co-parenting their son, who's 8 years old, and his behavior is terrifying. He harms animals, he punches holes in the wall, he punches his mom in the face. He's been diagnosed with ADHD, bipolar, whatever else. We don't know if any of these diagnoses are correct or not. He's on a lot of medication, and honestly, I was shocked to hear he's on 2 different stimulants and a bipolar medication, and some of these medications are conflicting with each other. So yeah, I agree with Dr. Phil. He definitely needs to be properly evaluated, and they need to determine if he needs to be on any of these meds at all, and if any diagnosis is correct. It was terrifying watching his interview because it definitely reminds me of all of the true crime stories I've watched and read about, where you look into the childhood of serial. It was also heartbreaking to see that video of the mom, Sherry, saying that's why nobody wants you around. What? Excuse me, ma'am, what? You can't say that to your 8-year-old child. I don't care what he's doing. You cannot say that to your 8-year-old child. That is verbally and emotionally, and it's only going to exacerbate his behavior. Whatever anger or rage he has comes from pain. So now his own mommy is telling him nobody wants you around. He still has a child brain. He's just going to internalize all of that and hate himself, which it seems like he already does. The father, Todd, is completely delusional. The way he downplays his behavior and keeps making excuses for it and never wants to take any responsibility, and how he just wants to blame everyone else, is ridiculous. It's completely unhelpful and it's dangerous. This child is animals. He is animals. He's on a frog. I love frogs. How can an 8-year-old child a puppy? But in that footage, I started to get the feeling that his anger and his rage towards his sisters comes from jealousy, right? Because he said that she was treating them better. So also in his interview, he said he really wanted to take and them. So he has violent urges towards his sisters. He wants to a puppy, and I wonder if it's because that puppy is adorable and everybody loves puppies. So jealousy, envy at others receiving the attention that he would like to receive for himself, others receiving the type of positive reinforcement he would like to receive for himself. I find it very interesting that he behaves perfectly around the mom's friend. That is really interesting. I don't even know what that means. Obviously, he can control himself, and he chooses when to do that. But you guys let me know what you think about this episode. Do you think this is a serial in the making? I think I do. What do you think about him animals? What do you think about him threatening to his own sisters? What do you think about him punching his mom in the face, harming teachers? What do you think about the dad, Todd, and him claiming, oh, it's not a big deal, he's just creative? Creative? This is a threat. But you guys let me know what you think about this. If you have any experience, if you have any kids or family members who have behaved like this at this young of an age, if you yourself behaved like this when you were a young child and you have since changed your behavior, maybe tell us what helped that change happen. I'm curious. You guys let me know what you think. Drop it in the comments.